Sometimes it raises difficulties back home. The families we left behind could be in danger. That's why we're afraid of being filmed.
The problem is you never know who you're giving information to, who you're talking to, with all the things that happen. That's why sometimes suddenly you get scared.
Our country is still at war, and the war has moved into urban areas. People are very afraid of getting recognized.
Colombia has been ravaged by over 4 decades of armed conflict. Millions of people have fled violence in the countryside, searching for safety in the city. Carmen fled to Bogota, the Colombian capital, 5 years ago. She sometimes works here, helping with cleaning and cooking. She used to own a farm and over 100 head of cattle. But then the armed groups murdered her nephew and kidnapped her daughter. To pay the ransom, she had to sell everything she owned. She got her daughter back, and together they fled to the city. But life here hasn't been easy.
Are you happy with this work?
Yes, because if I don't do this, I'd be back on the streets, and the streets are very difficult.
But the work is only occasional. After 5 years in the city, Carmen hasn't got a permanent job. Often without money, she's found herself out on the streets. Sandra Ruiz, who works for the International Committee of the Red Cross, talks to Carmen about her life here.
What's it like here?
Life here is so difficult. It's difficult to get a job. You can't get a job because of the colour of your skin. Because I'm black, and it's worse if they find out you're displaced. Here you starve. I've been hungry for up to 5 days because I had no money for food.
We see the situation fairly often. Young women alone with children. Of course, it is a very difficult situation because my job is to provide some food, to offer a few emergency items, but no more than that. So what we can actually do here is very limited. It is very complicated and rather frustrating.
I'm here in Bogota, displaced, because many groups went after my son. So I went and I told him, go. And I left too.
And who worked the land?
My son, the one who left.
And now how do you survive?
With the help I get here, thank the Lord, I've survived. These days it's the only help I get.
We give some basic help when people have lost everything. As well as food, we give pillows, blankets, cleaning materials, bed covers, jackets for children. These are the very basic items which help maintain people's dignity, as well as supply their basic needs. To all the displaced population, we provide assistance for 3 months, but for single women, we provide food assistance for 6 months.
This emergency assistance program offers essential support to displaced people who've just arrived in the city. The women get vouchers to spend, so they can choose the kind of food they want to cook and eat. Anna lives on the outskirts of the city.
This is the part where you live.
But I only have this room.
How many people sleep here?
6. 6 people sleep here.
Rent may be cheap here, but Anna is already 2 months behind. She hasn't been able to find a job, and she's looking after 5 other people, including a disabled daughter. Life in the city may be difficult, but for now at least Anna cannot go back to her farm.
I'll have to wait and see.
Are you afraid?
Of course, who isn't? 2 years ago they took away my nephew, and we still don't know what happened to him.
An estimated 3 million people have left the countryside for Colombia's large cities to escape the violence. They arrive in dribs and drabs, a few at a time, anonymously. In a city of 8 million, they soon become invisible. This is what they want. Their greatest fear is to be found by those they fled. This is Maria. She used to live with her family in the countryside, where they had 2 shops and a farm. Then the armed groups started demanding money.
We were called for a meeting with them. We were physically tortured. They destroyed my mouth. Now all my teeth are false. They gave us a deadline to leave. It was very difficult because people were afraid of helping us.
When Maria's family arrived in the city, like so many others, they had to start from scratch. But they refused to lose hope. The whole family of 14 people worked together. They managed to get by, recycling cardboard boxes and cooking and selling a Colombian snack called envueltos. It's taken time, but Maria and her family are getting their lives back on track.
If the state doesn't help us, we cannot stand by and wait. We have to do what we can to support ourselves.